Hey everybody! It's been a while and I'm back. I was pregnant, I had a baby, and I really want to share my journey with you all now. I did not share my journey as it was occurring because we want to take time to enjoy our journey as a family, as a pregnant woman with my husband. And now that I went through the whole labor, delivery, pregnancy, 9 months, sicknesses, whatever, I want to share with you all because I know YouTube was very, very resourceful and helpful when I was doing all my research as a pregnant woman. So here I'm going to share my labor and delivery story. I'm really hoping that I bless others with it. I know a lot of women on YouTube, blogs, internet, wherever. A lot of women definitely blessed me with their experiences, and I hope you all enjoy. So for me as a woman, I like natural, organic lifestyle. That's what I do. So when it came to epidural, I knew I didn't want an epidural. I wanted to do a natural vaginal birth. I didn't want any type of medication, but this is who I am and this is what I like. People can do whatever they want. You want epidural, do what you want to do, but for me, I didn't want it. You know, I know some people say you don't get a trophy if you don't use the epidural, but I think everybody should get trophies. I didn't use epidural. I'm gonna collect my trophy. I think any woman who gives birth, like who brings life into the world, you deserve a trophy. Period. We're not gonna belittle any method, right? Good. Spiel is over. I went and I got midwives because the type of medicine midwives practice is what I believe in, and they knew my plan was to go all natural. I start with my 38-week appointment. The facility I was at, it was a birth center in a hospital. So there are a variety of midwives, about 7 of them, and I had to see all of them because you never know who is there the day that you are in labor. So the day, my 38-week appointment, I went to see my midwife, and I didn't see like my favorite midwife this day. This lady, I didn't fancy her that much, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. When I went there that day, I noticed that my underwear was wet, and I told her about it. It was not urine because realistically, when you're pregnant, you're always checking your underwear, checking to see what's going on. It wasn't urine, so I told her about that. I brought that to her attention. Also, my pressure was high, and I never had any issues with my pressure. So, wet underwear, high pressure. I told her, and she just told me, come back on Tuesday. So this is Thursday, and she's telling me to come back on Tuesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 5 days later, you want me to come back. So I didn't argue it because I'm like, I already don't like the way she handled medicine as like a business. I didn't feel any connection with her. So I went home. And as soon as I went home, I had to urine and I wiped and I saw a little blood. And we all know pregnant women, we shouldn't be seeing any type of blood. So I called her back and her phone did not ring at all. I called her 3 times, it never rang. And I'm saying this has to be God telling me, yo, let's call the regular hospital. So I called the hospital and the nurse I spoke to told me to come in and let them check to see if my water was broken. Because that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I'm bleeding. And then let's go back to the night before. So Wednesday night, I just had a sudden urge to start cleaning, and I was cleaning every single thing. And I started doing this around 10 p.m. I stopped cleaning around, I think, 1:30 a.m. and I went to bed. Now I remember waking up because I felt cramps. And I just woke up and I went to my urine and I went back to sleep. I was exhausted. Then I woke up again around 5 a.m. and I thought I felt wetness on my nightgown, but I dismissed it. I was like, oh, I feel like it's sweat, because it, you know, like sometimes you can feel like wetness in the material. Then you're like, is it the material? What is this? So I just went and I peed and I went back to sleep again. And now that I reflect on it, I think my water broke then, because both times I felt cramps, like period cramps, but then I just went to sleep. Okay. I went to the hospital to see if my water was broken. And as soon as the midwife, this is a totally different midwife, very wonderful lady. As soon as she took a swab, they use a swab to swab inside of you. It has a chemical on the head. And as soon as she swabbed me, it reacted. There was a positive reaction showing that yes, my water was broken. So my husband and I, on the way to the hospital, we were singing. He was introducing me to Ghanaian gospel. We were having the time of our lives. My hospital bag wasn't even packed. I packed it right before I hopped into the car. So when they told us that, oh, yep, you can't leave, you're gonna have to be admitted now, we were like, okay, so this is it. Okay, this is it. I got admitted around 7:30 p.m. and I was 6 centimeters effaced and 1 centimeter dilated. I also had contractions, which I had no clue. I didn't feel it. It wasn't super intense, and it was really spaced out, I think every 6 minutes. So my midwife said, since I was only 1 centimeter dilated, she's gonna give me until midnight to become 10 centimeters. And if I don't dilate on my own, she's gonna have to induce me. I was so opposed to being induced. I did not want to be induced. Just like, as I said, you know, like medication. I'm like, oh man, induction? Pitocin? Why? But you know, like, I became comfortable with the idea because when your water is broken, your baby no longer has a protective barrier. I'm sorry, checking on my baby. When you're a mom, you're always checking to see if your baby's breathing. I don't care. I check all the time. Baby's good. Okay, so when your water breaks, there's no longer a protective barrier, and the baby can get infections. You can get infections. So I'm like, look, I have to put my child's best interest first, and Pitocin will be if I cannot dilate. So she actually gave me beyond midnight. She came back at 12:57 a.m. and I was really grateful for that. So at 12:57 a.m., I only went to 2 centimeters dilation, and I was 100% effaced. I was fully effaced. And I'm sorry, earlier I said 6 centimeters effaced. I was 60% effaced. Sorry about that. So at 1 a.m. I received Pitocin. They started at 1 microunit, which I was very grateful for, starting at the lowest dosage. And the goal was to increase the dosage per hour to see if I contract. I ended up going to 3 microunits, and then I was like, whoa, time to wake up my husband because I can feel this. And it felt like a really bad, very, very bad period, very bad period. I actually had to go into the shower to get the nice hot water on my body. I wasn't allowed to go into the tub because at this hospital, as soon as your water's broken, you can no longer go into the birthing tub, which I thought was just ludicrous because you clean the tub. Why can't I go in the tub? But it's okay, you know, policy is policy. So I was in the tub. My husband held the shower head and helped me out a lot. Came back out. It was actually very hard to walk because you have contractions, and walking is strange. But I walked back to my bed and I sat just like this in the bed. Let me tell you what these contractions feel like, okay? When my contractions became like a minute apart, it went from like terrible pure pain to like a knife. A knife legit stabbing me upward. That's what I felt like. I was being stabbed, and it was lifting me. I felt like I could be lifted, like I could just start floating. So that's what the contractions felt like. But the thing about contractions is that they don't last forever. It's not like a constant stabbing. It stabs you and it goes away. Then it stabs you again and it goes away. And my husband said that after every single contraction, I fell asleep. And I remember falling asleep, and that was some good sleep. He said I was snoring and everything. And look, after not sleeping the night before, like I was sleeping. I was sleepy. I didn't feel tired. I just felt sleepy. I did not have a doula with me. I did not want a doula. I know who I am. I know what I like, and I like my space. When it comes to like personal stuff, I like a certain crowd around me, and I know my husband was all I needed. He was educated. He went to all the classes with me. We took our time to learn, and he was monitoring my contractions, helping me breathe. So I'm very grateful for that. And if you don't want a doula, don't feel guilty. It's okay. Around 7:30 a.m., I felt like I had to push. I had the urge. I'm like, yo, baby's about to come. And everyone was down on me because as a first-time mom, they predicted that I'll give birth maybe the next day or in 2 days. And I'm like, nah, man, I have to push. So my midwife checked me. And when she checked me, I was 7 centimeters dilated. Remember, I was already 100% effaced. So I'm like, okay, 7 centimeters. The weirdest thing about wanting to push is they tell you not to push. And it's hard to not push when your body itself is pushing. So an hour and a half later, around, I think, 9 a.m., I told my midwife, hey, I have to push. I am certain I am 10 centimeters. I am positive. I have to push. She was like, I have to make a phone call, but I guess I'll check you. So she comes, she checks me, and she's like, whoa, wow, you're 10 centimeters dilated. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, I know, I know. When she said you are 10 centimeters dilated, all the pain I ever felt, any contract, everything went away. I didn't feel any more pain. I was just like, let us push, let us push, let us do this. Because I was at the point where I just wanted to meet my child. What I really liked about my midwife was she was not there yelling and screaming or anything. She told me, you made it this far on your own. I'm just gonna sit here with the staff. We're gonna be out of your way and we're gonna just let you do your thing. And I was like, you're gonna let me do my thing? Okay, I guess. So basically it was me and Nana, my husband. He watched my contractions and he helped me breathe, and then I pushed on my own. 5 pushes later, my baby was born and I had to catch him. They're like, catch your baby. Caught my baby, put my baby on my chest, and it was amazing. One of the craziest things that happened after labor and delivery, after my baby was born, was I was pushing out my placenta, and my midwife she called her staff. She told the nurses, come see this. I'm like, what, why are they running over? There's a true knot here. So I had a true knot on the placenta. And a true knot basically can deplete a baby from oxygen, nutrient, all these things. I'm grateful to God that I got the Pitocin because my baby was fine. Passed every single test with flying colors 100%. And I don't want to think about what could have happened if I was like, I'm not going to get induced, no Pitocin for me. But there was a knot, so I really thank God for that. Go with what's best for your baby. Regardless of me not wanting any type of medication, which I only was induced with Pitocin because water was broken and we didn't know when it broke. But besides that, I didn't have any other medication. But I'm grateful I went with it because I had a healthy baby. That's my story. I'm pretty sure I probably left some stuff out. If you have any questions, please ask me. I really want to share. I really want to help other women and encourage you all. You can do it if you're pregnant. If you're not pregnant and you're hoping one day to do a natural birth without pain medication or a vaginal delivery, you can do it. God will be with you. On that labor bed, I know I was reciting my scriptures. I was like, God was with me. I know I was praying, singing. Not all my songs were holy, but I know God helped me through it. I was not freaking out. I didn't go out there to any crazy class to help me with like my labor and birth experience. I just knew what I wanted, and God helped me to achieve it. And I'm also very grateful for my wonderful husband, who was very supportive of me. And he was my doula boo. He was my doula. So this is the start to videos. It's really hard making videos when you have a newborn, but ask the questions and give me ideas of what you want to know, and I'll be back. I had some shedding, so right here, man. Postpartum life. Bye.